For a minute. First letting run my YouTube. Okay, so this one is set. Now sharing here my screen. Perfect. I will go over a few details in a minute. I do want to share you guys my thought process of yesterday's trade and how you could have made a whole lot more than that we did, just than that you did on the stream. I just want to let you guys see what I've seen play out time and time over again, and how beautiful this was to be adding to your position. I made it my daily max on this evil, so I couldn't trade anymore on this combine. I let it my personal accounts run, of course, but this one I stopped. So let me go over yesterday's orb and which trades I took yesterday. So I took two trades yesterday after sweeping this liquidity, and we entered this fair value gap. I saw displacement lower, and I jumped in till this low. Why did I stop on this low? Is because we had a few 5 minutes fair value gaps here stacked all after each other. So we had here a double stacked, and we had again a double stacked and one more. So I did not expect us to move through all of it. So this is why I pre-early stopped my trade. So I got it really at the center point of the orb yesterday's trading when I took it up. So why did I expect us to continue first lower before moving to the higher frames? Is because here we had equal highs. We did not sweep them. We came into a nice decrease, and this was at market open. So at just before market open even. So normally I'm not allowed to trade, but I couldn't resist because it was just a way too beautiful candle. So this was the 5 minutes that I saw come down, and when it tapped up, I entered my trade. And then I followed down just for 5 minutes, and I closed it when it hit this low because I didn't feel that I was following my plan, first of all, and second of all, I was a nice gaining already. So I took about 1.5 hour just out of this small move down. Now after that one, we took an orb long, so the orb went up. It break out. I did not enter on this position because I was still in this 5 minute for value gap, so I was not 100% clear that we were going higher at that point. So where did I enter then after? Was right here on this close of the next 5 minutes. I entered, and then I just took it to a bit of the highs because this was the max that I could get out of it before I was not able to trade this account anymore. Now, where would you been able to add to the position? Because this is the most important thing, and where do you put your stops then? Because if you were entering morning, I'm muted, most of you, still somebody. If your mic is on, can you mute yourself? That would be very grateful for the rest of us too. So explaining again, so if you entered here and your stops were halfway or anywhere in the range, perfectly fine. But once we hit London's high and this a high too, you could have waited to add to the position. You could directly add it. If you added here to the position, this would have been already profit from if you started here. So you would have been already in profit for about 45, 54 points at that point. And the reason why you should have been adding was your stops should have been here under this last liquidity retracement. This was a nice huge candle, and if we watch closely, this is where you should have put your stop, and you should have waited to add until you saw this retracement move out of it. This was like the perfect spot to add on this high. Yeah. Now my wife did add because she still had, and on my normal accounts I added too. So here we had a retracement and we put our stops, or most of you guys put your stop here. But if you zoom in to the 1 minute, you saw that there was still a small fair value gap left in that range. And we really tapped that 1 minute. So here there was a fair value gap. This one, it is still, are you even showing this one here? We did not fill it up completely, so you can see there was still a little bit space left. And an FVG always tells you the candle before that is a protected stop. So this candle should not be tapped through it before continuation higher. And this perfectly played out. So we did not tap it, and then we continue higher. Now, why wouldn't I put my stop on this one? Because I believe you would have gotten out just by spread. So if we have like a point lower, so I believe this is about 2.5, 3 points lower. If we have a stop or a candle nearby that has 2 to 3 points lower, I'll put it here just because this would have stopped you out of spread. When can you re-enter it then? Is if you watch the 5 minutes and you see again the change of structure, because this has a clear continuation movement, because we see big candle completely change of structure or continuation structure, better said. And then you could have taken it. If we watch the sideways, I'll make you up in a second, guys. Don't worry. We have plenty of time. And this 15-minute here was my main target. So I wanted to see it hit this part. So I took it to here by adding one more time. Christian, am I going to mute you for a second? If you want to say something, just put it in the chat. Thank you. So this is this was my main target. So instead of getting out on this low and adding to the position, you could have made an extra 100 points with your stops just here. And if you add it on this position, this stop would only be like 29 to 30 points away from it, from your adding position. So that's a huge entry, because if you started all the way down here, your first entry, even if it was only a half hour, that's 149 points on your half hour. So that's a great momentum move that you could have taken completely with it. So if you're in a trade and you have a continuation and you're already in profit and your stop is at a nice position where you're comfortable by placing it, this is how you can have an extra nice gaining to this momentum. Now for today, what do I see for today? Is that we are aiming for this 4-hour for value gap that was created. This is my first thought process when I entered. First of all, was that clear for everybody? If that didn't help, you can also leave it in the chat. If it did help, I just want to see you guys get my thought processes. You can always watch the replay on my YouTube channel if you really want to rewatch it again. So main thought process for today: previous day high is very close by. Previous day low is quite a distance, I must say. So that's about 300 points. First of all, we have a 4 hour per value gap inside, and we had a bullish reaction at this point. So you can definitely see we are not slowing down. This is huge, and these are very slow movements lower. So main thought process is, first of all, I love us to see a step this 4 hour and then have a continuation upwards. When I was getting awake, I saw that we were forming again liquidity on both sides. The upper part of the liquidity has not been taken, so this is still open, the liquidity here. So if we do want to go lower, we need to take this liquidity anyways. The under part of the liquidity has been taken here. We swept it. And we came into, this is a 1 minute for value gap that's here that I draw, and we respected it completely again. So I'll show you which one I meant by that. If we zoom out a bit, we have a 1 minute FEG here. This is previous wick, so we should not go lower than this candle if we are continuing up higher, and we did not even tap it. See, we still had plenty of room left. Now, once I entered today's stream and saw this happening, I rallied up here. So I took this little jump up. Why did I not take it up very high? Because I did not expect us to go higher than this halfway. So I just took from here to the height when I was watching the chart, and this was playing out. It's something, if you see them, you just have to take those. Now the strangest thing just happened, and a minute later we had a huge 1 minute. This is like a 1 minute candle. If you zoom in, you will see coming out of nowhere, because this is a 30 to 40 point candle, and in New York session, in London session or pre-London session, this is quite big, and there is no news. So I did not see this coming at all. So I'm a bit gonna be cautious today, because I've seen now that we are very manipulative, because we have one, two, we did not sweep, so we came back again. We took liquidity. So they are building up liquidity again. So we don't want to be part of it. We just want to profit out of it. Main thought process is that we go to the 4 hour for value gap, but we will see what brings or gives us. I will take a trade no matter what, but still we need to be sure that we are on the right side of the track, of course. So again, main thought process that we should go lower, but if we go higher and we take out the top liquidity first, I'm perfectly fine with that too. So I will definitely take it. I will watch the chat in a minute. Just keep my eye at it. Okay, I'll take a look if somebody said something. Was that clear for everybody? So did everybody understand my thought process for today and what I see? If not, I can re-explain again. So I just want you all to see it, because adding to your winning positions is really a game changer in how much you earn, and the low risk it gives you to to add to the positions. It's nice if you have an ILM and you can add in the orb itself, because then you have a clear point. But it's even nicer if you can see it on a chart every time and add to those positions too, because this gives you a lot of confidence in every trade you take, that you are increasing your confidence and believing the trade is going the right direction that you wanted to see. Again, why can't we see my screen? Same here, I can't see screen also. What happened? Oh, seriously? Okay. Yeah, I just reshared it on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, I reshared it because you all told me you weren't able to see it. So should be fine now. If not, give it a second. YouTube it could be sometimes a bit slower than it should be doing. So if we zoom out, we can see it still looks like a bullish structure at this point. I did it yesterday and made me. Ketrick, I entered long at 21,400 and 448. 21,400 and today? An hour ago. Okay, so took internal liquidity. Then I saw that 4 hour lower, but video also close. Yeah, so if, oh, let me zoom in a little bit. Take it to 2 minutes. So you entered on 21,448. So here, somewhere, okay, on this one, good. And your stop is at the low at this point. So your stop should be, I believe, here at the lowest point at this session. If your stop is not here or you got stopped out, can you explain? Yeah, 434. Yeah, well, just a little bit higher, but that's okay. So you're still in a trade. Yeah, now it's indeed building up liquidity on both sides, you can see. So the high has not been taken here. We just made one a little bit lower. We made one even a little bit lower now this time. So possibility at this point is that we can go both sides. If we zoom out on the hourly, you can see that we filled up the gap. We did have an increase in volume here. Now, if this candles stays like this, it just came after liquidity once more time. So this is now looking at a bullish candle, but I cannot say this. We still have 43 minutes before I can actually see it. The only thing that I feel less comfortable is that we have a huge fair value gap below, and I really love to see it get taken before we go up higher. But doesn't mean that we can't go up higher. So we're exactly in the middle of a range. So you can see it's about the same height upwards from here. So it's about 40 points up, and I believe about 40 points down. We're exactly in the center of the range. So it's not easy now to tell you exactly where we're heading. At this point, we respected this fair value gap. We did not tap the low. So this is now still a bullish structure because we came out of a bullish structure, we made liquidity, we swept it, and now we should have a nice continuation. So this is me seeing what I can see here. The reason why I love to see the 4-hour tap is in the higher time frame. I like these pools of liquidity that's down here or open orders that's here that they get that before we move higher, because otherwise if we are at these highs we will come down back to those 4 hours because they need to get filled up one way or another. They always get filled up. Now still here, if you watch the 15 minutes, it's not telling us anything. We haven't moved an inch in the last 45 minutes. So we'll be a bit cautious today in how we take a trade. I believe this was, yeah, this is our warp range. What I see for today is we can go up and down Majid. Both sides of the range, we're exactly at the center of the range. So if we zoom out at the 4 hours, I love us to go to this fair value gap just below. But like somebody in the other chat said, the previous day high is just as close. So we can take both out at this point. In the hourly looking, this looks more bullish structure than bearish structure. And the 4 hour, it looks more bearish than bullish. So I always take the higher time frame above it. So the 4 hour has more saying than the 1 hour, and so on and so on. But because we are not trading for 4 hours this morning session, I would love us to see us sweep this and then go lower too, because you can also see this happen a lot of times. We sweep the lows, we sweep the highs, and then we continue the first direction. So I'm saying that we can do both sides at this point. If we do go higher, this will be a point of interest. We did not tap that one yet. So we just broke out of our range. Do we have fair value gaps inside? We do have a lot of fair value gaps inside. We still have another 5 minutes because this one did not break out. Sadly enough. Let's take a look if we have any news coming up any time soon, so that we can. Okay, we do have some at about 15 minutes. Recap also from yesterday's move. I should have trusted my plan in the morning session when we entered the orb from 7 o'clock, from 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock London time. I should have really just entered it and followed the plan 100%. I wrote it down on my notes too. My fault. I should really have just followed the plan and executed the trade, because it was one huge, beautiful bullish trade. And those trades are really the responsibility why I made such a big profit also on my back testing. We can have 3-4 trades that don't go great, and we can have one giant trade that makes us even profit with all the trades that did not go great. So put it down, always have to take the same strategy over and over again. So now, if we do respect this one, this is a 3-minute fair value gap. If we respect it and we now continue higher, I believe we will follow this bullish trend to the highs. If we do not and we go back to the lows, then we were just building up liquidity to go lower. I don't really have a bias at this point. I can see both sides. Kedrick, what did you enter from for an ILM to go long? Because this is also what I took, but I only took it up to this high. The reason why was because we had a huge 15-minute gap here. I wanted to see get it tapped. And normally, if I do trade against the bigger time frames, I only take halfway the fair value gaps. So this is why I get out at these points. That's also something I've learned along the way. If we trade counter trend, so that means if the bigger time frame tells us we go lower and we have a small retracement up before a continuation of the bigger move, I take it to halfway the fair value gap and I just get out. So this is respecting bullish order flow. So this is looking nice. We have about 1 minute. Let's see if we can close above. 30 seconds really. If we do close outside, let's take a look where we should put that. Yeah, stops would be at the bottom of the orb. Too many for value gaps, still not. So we did not close outside. We came back inside the range. So reason why, so we still have 2 stacks for value gaps here. Have not been tapped yet. So if you watch the 2 minutes, this is a completely one. So this should be stops of the orb. If we go long, stop should be here. Look, if necessary. Yeah, there could be at least a 2.5 hour trade if we can add to the position. If we go lower, filled up, not yet. It's even outside the range at this point. If we fill this one up now, I'm comfortable putting it just here. That's 21 for 52, but at this point, we still have a small opening, so that's why I'm putting it. So this could also be a stop if we go short. The reason why is I don't like for value gaps inside the orb range because of this is only like 20 points, so it doesn't really matter that much, but it does matter where you put your stop. In ways of protecting you to not get stopped out or to not be liquidity. So now we filled this one up. That's good to see. So this stop can take so another 3 minutes. Looks like the market is being patient for something because no movement for an hour is it's quite some time. TP is 484. TP 48. Yeah, those equal highs. Yeah, perfectly fine. If we take it up and we go up, Diederik, I would also take a careful look on this one, the 21,470 to 21,467, because this is the last FEG 5 minutes where we could have a reaction of to continue the move lower. If we wanted to go lower anyways. So here you should be cautious. If we do break through it and we do not have a stop, that would be a great place to add them to the position to take it up to the next highs. And indeed, that would be all this liquidity that's still here that did not been taken out. But if we touch this one, I'm almost 100% sure that we go to previous day high. Now again, we did not close outside. It was very close. We did not. So still being patient. Just zooming out a second to watch how this 4 hour is starting to look. Oh my god. My vocabulary is not as great today. Lovely to see that my YouTube channel is also getting found. We have about 7 people in the audience. I'm happy. So if anybody has questions, please ask them. Oh, we have about 34 people here also in the stream. Everything is perfectly fine. So we still had this 2 fair value gaps that was still open that could get filled, especially if we're doing sideways movements. They get filled up very easily. But at this point, it's not showing us its hand what it really wants to do. So it's just doing Arranging form again. Yesterday was such a great move. So if you are not in anything, please do not trade this kind of range movement. It's really not. It really tempts the brain to do nothing, but please try to do nothing. It's no point of trading this. It's not good for the portfolio at all, and not good of the funds you already made. The move always comes once or twice a day at least, so you have plenty of time. And if it doesn't come now in the next 30 minutes, that's okay. We go up to the New York session and we will have an opportunity then. And if you don't feel like just sitting here and watching charts constantly, and it's not easy for yourself to restrain yourself by doing nothing, take a book and read. It gets your mind for a second off the chart. It can also help. My book of 7 habits of highly effective families is almost out. I'm starting to read another one at this point. 100 million offers from Alex Hormozy. So if you all want to know, I never went to college or to high school, college or anything else. So I just went to school. I learned mechanics in my early days. Done that for about 10 years. And now I've been trading for about 5. I've done that for about a bit longer, 10, 12, yeah, about 12 years. And I've been trading for about 5 years. So I have some very nice information in this book. It gave me a lot of insights, the 100 million offer and how to sell stuff. Because I never had economics or anything else like that. So I find it very interesting. You can definitely all see that the market is now very undecided. So even the bullish form or the bearish form, the market does not have a clear viewpoint. We have news in about 10 minutes from now. I believe we're holding until that news comes out. Still hoping for the New York stream. Yeah. Yesterday, I had not the opportunity to stream. I needed to stream from my phone, and it was not possible to log into YouTube. I do my best to stream the afternoons too. I'll make work from it. I will stream the afternoon today and see what happens. If I like it, yes or no. Maybe it will be no vocal or no voice at that point. Because still, if I stream, I do not take all the trades that I sometimes see because I can take a trade very fast sometimes. And if I stream, I feel more responsibilities for you all that following me than take a fast action. So yesterday I took a fast action while it was dropping, and I'm almost 100% sure I would have not taken it when I was streaming. It's not easy to explain yet, but if you ever do have like 10, 20 people watching you trade, um, I believe you will all have somewhere along the way have that feeling. It gives you a nice feeling that people wants to learn from you, but it also gives you a responsibility to make sure that these people make money. That's why they want to follow you. So it's not easy sometimes to get that out of your mind. My wife doesn't understand it. She says it should be the same, but internally for me, it's not yet the same. Maybe along the way it will be, but at this point, I'm floating in a balance. So I try to balance everything out. Same like yesterday's mornings. I'm probably 100% sure that I would have taken a trade if I was not streaming, even if it was only a small orb upwards. And I did not take it on stream, so it's not the same trading by yourself 100% than people watching you trade. Uh, Minutes today. Yeah, I believe so. Maybe that could be probably reply. Thanks, John, for these light news. Yeah, for me it's morning. So Christian, for me it's 8:39 in the morning. So I'm already up from 5 o'clock. So I'm quite confident. I play connections while I wait. Yeah, that's a good answer too. Why your orb is that candle? I mean, London opens 2 a.m. New York time. Usually, a real move starts at 2:30. I just don't understand your orb reason. Oh yeah, I backtested this, Rollins. If you send me a DM, I'll send you the information why I take this kind of orb and why I take it at this session hour. So I took this an hour pre-opening because you can enter an orb then and have a rally continuing through through London session. So yesterday, this orb, if you've taken it with us, if you've taken the 7 o'clock, and we have a continuation on 8 o'clock, that means that we have constantly moving one direction, and then you have a huge opportunity. So we have about 5 minutes. Let me take you to that one from yesterday. I'll show you. So I believe this was one from yesterday here. Yeah. So if you see, this was the orb move yesterday, so a small one. Even if you entered somewhere around this candle, you could have entered it. So that we had halfway entry, stops at the low. I did not take it because the range was not high enough, because this was my target really. Let's say that you would have taken it and you had taken it up to the range, you had a 5. If you have that taken an hour lower later, where I did enter then, you could have taken it here an hour later. So this was then the upper part candle, so you can only enter it in this candle somewhere to the highs. So this was previous day high somewhere. So that was a way smaller trade if we have a continuation. So you can take both of them. They're perfectly fine, but I just back tested it an hour earlier and I've came to realize that this is really profitable if we have a nice continuation in London too. That's why. Are you playing London's or it's pre-London Divine? Yeah, in 3 minutes, Sheffield is the news. Not sure that it will do anything, but it's about 3 minutes from now. So you can watch it on your, if you have a combine of top steps, so you can see here, French, GDP, quilt French, and then moms and yours. Not sure that it will do a lot. Well, we have about a small movement that could happen here. So this is a red folder. The rest is orange and yellow, so those won't do that much. But this one maybe can do something. Yeah, goodbye. And we're still inside our range. Yep. So everybody that has patience, congratulations. This is why trading is so not easy to do, is sitting here, watching a screen, watching candles form and do nothing. This is the less easiest part of all of trading. But remember, by doing nothing, you don't gain anything, but you don't give anything either. So you actually are making money by doing nothing because all the profits that you already have, you kept it. And at this point, if you should have been trading this small range, it's like 20 points high. You would give more and you would be getting very confused because look, this wick tells us we want to go higher. This wick tells us we want to go higher. And then here it dropped. So it's not easy. Still, this fair value gap is not finished yet. So I want to see it completely get filled up before we have a continuation higher. We have about 15 minutes in this hourly candle. The 4 hour is still, for me, bearish until we hit this 4 hour for value gap. So for me, in the higher time frame, we're bearish. In the lower time frame, we can go up both sides. So in a 4 hour, we can perfectly hit the highs and then continue lower. So it's still possible. You can see we are definitely waiting for something. So 15 minutes, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 candles of 15, 6 candles of 15 minutes going sideways now. So it's waiting for something or holding us for something. So this should be news now coming out. Let's see if this actually does something. Okay, so I don't believe it will do anything. Yeah, I'm putting a spreadsheet together, so everything that news does something and news that doesn't do something. So I'm not yet familiar in which news moves the market and which news does not move the market yet. I'm only trading Nasdaq since last year of August, so a little bit less than a year. I've been trading this one, and it's made me more profitable than crypto. Holding crypto not, but in trading sentence of making profits, it has been profitable more than crypto for me. While my brain always thought that crypto is more volatile and should give more gainings than Nasdaq, but this is more consistent gainings. So I made again the same hours like last month. I'm up 45 hours this month. Sorry, 54 hours this month. So I'm not eager to trade anyways. Like I said, I will take a trade if it shows me its hand where we go to. But until then, we have to be patient. Morning. Oh, this is one account, chef. I have 8 accounts that are funded. If this one is finished, that's 9. I lost 2 accounts. I was on 10 some points, but I overvalued a little bit. Yeah, on each account. This is not one account, so I just count 1 hour for 1 hour. This is just by adding. So I take almost all the same trades that you all do, but I just add more to my position. That's the only reason why we get these kind of gains. My average loss is around 0.5 to 1.5 hour, so I stay between those 2 lines. I cannot lose more than 2 hour a day, and those are a few rules that I have to set up for myself. So if I do lose more than 2 hour, I need to close myself out of the trade so I don't start trading to make money again instead of watching what the market gives me. And for the rest, I just hold and be patient. If you want to learn how to add, I'll try to make a movie about it, but I explain it quite often here also. So if you just watch streams with me, I will explain you every time why I add, how I add. So in these pre-sessions or London sessions, you can wait until you have a 5-minute close over a 15-minute liquidity. If you do Asia session, you can watch the 1 to 5 minutes, and you can even take it already if it's only 1 minute close over a liquidity set placed. What do I mean by liquidity? You can see above here is liquidity, above here is liquidity, above here is liquidity, here, and the other way around, the same. You all know why liquidity is here, because people put their stops here that are shorting, people put their stops here that are shorting, and the other way around, people put their stops here when they're longing, so you have it on both sides. Now here you can also see we are building up trend line liquidity, so you can really put a line. So we're constantly making lower, 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 lower. I started out like all of you. So my first tries of, I gotta be completely honest. So the first evals of the first combines that I've done, I think I gave about 4,500 to Top Step before making some profits. So I have been all the same like you all. So I have overtraded, or I traded way too much then. I didn't watch at anything. I didn't care about anything. I just took a trade. I said I need to be funded, and that's all I was really caring about at that point. But then once I got funded, the problem was I wasn't feeling comfortable. So it was like then, okay, now I got this. Now I cannot give this back. So now I want to keep this. And it felt so possessive that it's by the first 3 trades I took, I already gave it back. So it was like, oh my God, and now I can start over again. And then I started watching what was I doing not correctly. So how can I be at 80% profitable in my trades and still give so much back to the market? So I started looking at every trade I took every time, and then I said, well, okay, I just need to make more money in one trade than I give back to the markets. And I just switched that part, and that's why I've been now consistently making between 40 and 50 hours for the last 3 months. So I made about tenfold what I gave. I made more than tenfold what I gave to Top Step. So, but if you all seen Hunter's tweet from today from Tom Hugard, so this is where I learned the adding part from this guy. He has a nice book, Best Loser Wins. It just clicked in my mind when I was reading it. But he's shown us, Hunter, today, how many people only make profit out of that we read. So some statistics that Tom Hooker Telegram, this is his post. Prop alert, I have an insider from a prop firm feeding me information. Did you know the pass rate is only 1.25%? That means out of 1,000 people taking a challenge bot, 12 traders goes on to get a crack at the real account. Out of them, only 10% manage to get a payout. So out of those 12 people, only 1.5 persons or 1.2 persons gets a payout. So that's really nothing. So if you are getting a payout, people, you're impressively doing great. If you're not directly getting a payout, that's also fine. It's not something that you learn overnight. People think that you can be profitable by trading one day and getting there directly. It's not really easy. It's not something you learn in a single day. Oh, on this account, I made, second, I'll show you what I earned yesterday. I made 1,200 yesterday on my trading accounts. The first one, the trade in the morning session, I made a 0. It rounded up to above, to high, so I rounded up to 0.5. I'll tell you also a reason why I'm not full porting this account is because I don't want you to follow doing it. So I have a second computer set up beside me, and here is where I'm taking my trades, my normal trades on. If I show you how much I put in every trade, because you can actually see my screen, I don't want you to follow 100%. I want you to learn the skill, not copy me. So I do like and I do enjoy giving you the information, but learning the skill is far more important for me than you 100% copying me. So yesterday's rate was 0.5 on that $96, $97 I made. And the first one, and the second one came out on 110, 120, something like that, on this account. So it's almost 9 o'clock and we haven't moved an inch. So this one is now on 80 bucks, so this is really nothing. This is the morning because I was pre-morning. Okay, we now closed the value gap that I wanted to see closed. Now let's see how we react out of this one, because this is the most important part I want to see you guys educated on. So see, this is why we put our stops all the way back to the lows, because this happens a lot of times. So in 2 minutes, we have market open. If we hold this per value gap and we continue a higher, then we are aiming for the highs. If we now, with 9 o'clock, have a breach to the downside, we will go to those 4 hours. So we have a nice opportunity to see it happen on both sides. Oh, and if you you don't have to believe what I make in R's anyways. I've shown it to EC and Playbit so that they know what I make. I prefer not showing this because this is not the reason why I'm doing this. I'm just doing this to educate yourself. You know, this is my full-time job, so I don't have anything else from activities or anything that's going on. So I just want to help you guys. So we swept it. 1 minute till open. Now we've taken out all liquidity. So people, you just got stopped out if your stops were here. "14 seconds. If we are shorting the market, I'll put my stop. Let's take a look if we still have a value gap. Ooh, we didn't breach. Come on, seriously? Our market is teasing us today. If we go lower, this will be my stop. With a bit of luck, next month I'm going on a live account for myself completely with my own broker with a bit more insight. I started it with a small amount and it was not easy doing top step and both of them because they were not triggered together. So I left it a little bit outside, but with the next payout that I get, I'll move completely to that side. Then you can see me live trading. And it will be on TradingView instead of on TopStep. Show me your hand. What do you want to do? I'm not reading the chat for a second, guys. I'm watching the chart because this is important for me now. I want to see where it wants to bring us. Looks like it wants to push lower, so I'll be jumping in if we close. I have about 2 minutes. We did sweep one more time this liquidity that was still resting below here. And if we sit on our hand for the next 5 to 7 minutes, I'll just end the stream for the day. Then it will be a no trading day. But even if it is a no trading day, it's still a profitable day. New York session will definitely give you something. If you join the streams, all of you humans, if your mic is on, mute them for everybody. It's always nice. You can ask if you want to say something or talk. You just ask in the chat. I'll unmute you or unmute yourself then. Perfectly fine. About 19 point stop. Like I said, for everybody that has done nothing at this point, congratulate yourself for being patient. Got to type this one. Yes. so close. Oh, I'm not allowed to share Express Dynamite. No, I'm not allowed to share my Expresses online from Topstep. I had a mail. They were not letting me. Or I was not allowed to get my payout, so I stopped. And I just used a combine. I asked if it was possible to use a combine, and they said it was fine with that, but not my live accounts. So that's why I'm not doing it. Because one of the rules is you cannot share trades. That is one of the rules. So you do have a streamer mode, but you're not allowed to share it. I was not 100% following that part, but yeah, they were not allowing it. So because in here, nobody sees it, but if I do it on YouTube, the same also, they don't like it. I have no idea why people would find me because I only have like 600 followers, so it's not that much. But still, I got a mail, so I had to stop. If you're in a prop firm, you have to follow rules, and if they tell you something, you have to just be happy with it. Yeah, Dev, what would I do now? If we don't see any change of direction or anything else soon, I'll just end the stream for today and leave it like it is. What would I do if I see us hit previous day high? If we hit previous day high and I see a nice reaction out of it in a 5 minute bearish move and making a fair value gap in that 5 minute fair value gap up high, then I would take it to the 4 hour. And the same on the opposite side. If we hit halfway this 4 hour fair value gap and we see a bullish structure moving, I would take a long to previous day high. So those two main scenarios you can take if the orb is not playing out. So those are two ILM movements that we can take then, but we have to be patient until one of them plays out. But has been a very choppy day. So, like I said, in the next 2 minutes, if we don't see any movement at all, I'll just end the stream with a no trading. Yeah, could be indeed maybe somebody that's shown me or showed what I was doing. So I have no idea who. But only 600 followers, so I don't think I take anybody's followers. And I believe there are millions, even more than a million people watching YouTube. So plenty enough eyes to go around for everybody that's only creating. I believe there is only like 2 or 3% creators and 79% watchers. So but if we get a restriction, I just follow it. I do need those payouts, so I still have a family to take care of. Okay, so this is opening range for an hour later orb, so I'll mark it out. I'll make it in a different color. I hardly ever saw this one happen, that the orb range of an hour early is bigger than the orb range of London session. So normally London session has more volume than the end of Asian session or the pre-orb London. So this I have, even in backtesting, almost never seen played out. So this is quite a unique moment to see. So this also lets me believe that we are not gonna do anything in this session. But then again, it is what it is. If you want to be a professional trader and make your living from it, you have to be happy anytime or every time you trade or not trade. You still have more freedom than any other activity. Believe me, I've been there. I have plenty of the activities like everybody else has. So we are now taking this trend line liquidity. This is a nice bullish candle, still having bullish structure out of it. So this is then where you get not 100% clear anymore on your biases, because we had ups, downs, and didn't move at all. So unless we have a clear breach on each of these sides, I will not take a trade anyways, because for me now it's very unclear. Like I said at the beginning, we are inside two ranges. We're still at the same middle point, and it's not showing us any direction at all. Because we could just easily just sweep this liquidity and then continue lower. So with that note, for me, I will end the stream with a no trading day. Anybody that wants to take the orb and the upside, we almost breached it in a minute and a bit. So if you take the 9 o'clock, the good thing about this one is there are no fair value gaps inside, so you can put your stop just here instead of looking at the 7 o'clock. And my main target would be first this high. For everybody that wants to take a trade, that is what I would do, but like I said, for me it will be a no trading day and a London session today. I thank you all for showing up. It looks way too choppy. Unable to hear me. Is my sound strange? Anytime, Ross. Appreciate the kind words. MD, I believe it's on your side that the sound is not great. So you can go to settings and adjust it. So on the left side of your screen, there should be your name, then a micro, then something unhearable making. Okay, great. You can hear it. Yeah. How strange. I was explaining to him without him having sound, so he wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. So, oh, that was not so smart of me. Okay, have a great one, guys. So it will be no trading today. We'll stream the amazing. Nice one to hear. So for all of you that joined the stream on YouTube too, thank you for joining. The 9 stream will be this afternoon at 3:15 in the afternoon for my time zone. So if you watch New York Times session from New York Times session, that I will be online. We'll try to trade the stream like I normally do, but it's a bit. It will be a bit different than I trade. For the rest, I wish you all a very great trading day. So it's still close the books for this morning and until this afternoon until we have a clear move of direction. Thank you for joining. See you all tomorrow.